Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about patch 11.2 and I will explain how you will be able to gear up week after week in this new patch. So here I will first start by just reminding you of some of the new informations regarding gearing in patch 11.2, including the different type of eye level you'll be able to get from each of the different category of armors and the different sources for all these different categories of armors. And then after that, I will explain what type of gear you will be able to do during week 1 and how to optimize gearing during week 1. Then I will do the same during week 2, week 3, and afterwards. So when it comes to the main overview, I'm going to share with you in the description this main table right here that has been prepared by this person on Reddit. As you can see, this is Jimmy T, or also known as Faire. And I think this person did an amazing job at summarizing a little bit the key information. So here, first of all, as you can see now, the Explorer gear, you will be able to start getting it from 642 eye level to 665. For the Adventurer gear, it will be 655 to 678. Then for Veteran gear, it will be 668 to 691. Then for Champions gear, it will be 681 to 704. And then for Hero gear, it will start at 694 and it will go up to 710. And then for Mythic gear, it will start at 707 and go to 723. So these are the new eye level for all the different categories of armor. Now, when it comes to how you can get some of these different categories of armor, and especially the interesting ones, as you can see from PvE, from the new raid, you will be able to get the Veterans gear from LFR. So up to 678 of eye level. Then for normal, you will be able to get the Champions gear with an eye level of maximum 691. Then for Heroic gear, it will be the Hero Track gear with an eye level maximum of 710 normally. And then after that, for Mythic, you will have obviously all these different ones right here. And so this is going to be the highest eye level you'll be able to get with most of your different items. Then when it comes to Mythic Plus, so for the normal Mythic, as you can see, you will be able to get 681 by killing the different bosses at Mythic 0. And then from the Vault, when you'll do that, you will be able to get 691. Then after that, when doing all the Mythic Plus, you will increase this eye level up to 701 after Mythic Plus 10. And then from the Vault, you will be able to get 707 of eye level. So basically Mythic Track gear. Then for the different crafting items, so here with the Enchanted Weathered, you will be able to go to eye level 675. With the Spark of Starlight, so the new Spark, you will be able to go to 691. And then with the Enchanted Rune, you will be able to go to 704. And the Enchanted Gilded Rune, you will be able to go to 720. And finally, when it comes to the different delves, so here, as you can see, you will be able, when you do the Bountiful Delves, to start at 655, and then you will be able to move to Hero Track Gear and Champions Track Gear. So when you do the Bountiful Delves, you will be able to go to 684 with your Champions Gear. And then for the Delver's Bounty, you will be able to get some Hero Track Gear, the start level, so 694. And then when doing some of these different vaults after the rank 7, you will be able to get from your vault also a piece of hero gear with eye level 694. Also, for those of you who are starting with a very bad eye level, I just want to reassure you that you will be able to get some pretty good gear very quickly. First of all, by simply completing the main quest line, you will be able to get already this Explorer gear, so eye level 642, and right now you can still farm all the Valor Stones that you will be able to use to upgrade this. So this is going to be very easy. You will also be able to get some BOEs that will be available from the auction house. And again, here, this is the Explorer version of this different gear. Also remember that you can carry with you your different honor points. So if you are really ungeared, you can always come right here and buy this Explorer gear from the PvP vendors. And normally you can have up to 15,000 of these honor points. So you will be able to buy a full set of gear. Then from the new zone, when you will be doing the world quest, you will be able to get some adventure gear. So again, with these, you will be able to already get a pretty good eye level. And of course, next to that, but this is something that maybe will be a little more relevant later throughout the patch, you will be able to get with your different undercoins some veterans piece of gear from the vendor, from the delves. So if you are someone who does a lot of delves, hopefully you will be able to gear up all your different alts very easily with these different gears right now. Also, just remember that right now you can farm a belt of 701 eye level from the different overcharged delves in patch 11.1.7. So I would definitely recommend you to do that before the release of Season 3 and of patch 11.2, because like that you will already start with a very powerful item with you. And finally, the last thing I want to mention that might be helpful at some point when you will be gearing up is to simply take the buff from the Darkmoon Faire, which will increase your reputation gains by an additional 10%, and it might be very helpful for you to upgrade the different Renowns, because with the different Renowns you will be able to get different type of crests, and you will also be able at the end to get some of the most powerful crests. So definitely something that I would recommend you to do. Like that you will be able to upgrade it as fast as possible. And you will also be able to unlock the new augment rune that will be permanent, and this is something that you definitely want to have with you as well. And here I want to remind you of what will be available and what won't be available until the week after, when Season 3 will be released on August 12th. So during the first week, you will have access to the new zone Karesh, you will have access to the new artifact log, the Reshii wraps, you will be able to do the new event Ecological Succession, you will also have access to the new dungeon, the Ecodome Aldani, but you won't have access right away to Tazavesh. Then you will also have access to the new delve, the Archival Assault, you will be able to do the campaign chapters 1 to 3, you will be able also to do all the different dungeons in normal, heroic and mythic 0 difficulties, again excluding Tazavesh, and then you will be able to start gathering some credits for your Great Vault of the week after that. And then when Season 3 will release, you will have access to the new raid, to the new Mythic Plus season, to Tazavesh dungeon in all difficulties including hard mode, to the new Delver's Journey and Nemesis boss, to the new WoW boss, Season 3 PvP, and also the campaign chapter 4 and the War Within epilogue. So during week 1, the first thing you want to do when this new patch will be released is of course to do the main campaign in order for you to unlock your Reshii Wraps cloak, because this is definitely going to be the most powerful item, and this is something you will be able to unlock during your first week. Here you will need to make sure to use one of the gems in order to then have also an additional stat on your cloak, and you will be able to further upgrade it after that. And normally during the first week you will be able to only unlock it to rank 2, which will bring you to 701 eye level. Now once you have this with you, the next few things that you'll really need to do is of course to do all the different dungeons in mythic difficulty. So here from this season, as you can see, you will have access to all these dungeons right here except Tazavesh. And so again, you just want to make sure to go and do it in mythic difficulty, mythic 0 on all your characters, because you will be able like that to get some 681 champions gear. If you're lucky, you might even get a full set of items. And then you just want to do a few additional ones even if you don't receive any loot anymore, because like that you will be able to get a piece of hero gear from your Great Vault the week after. Then the next important thing you want to do is of course the new delve. So here you will be able normally to start at rank 3, and then you will need to push it, and I would recommend you to try and push to minimum rank 8. And at least like that you will be able to hopefully the week after get some good loot from the Great Vault as well. And you will also be able to get already normally a piece of hero gear. And here I also want to encourage you to farm enough of the different undercoins so you can then buy one of these items for 2000 undercoins from the main vendor. So like that the week after you are guaranteed to be able to call the new Nemesis boss and to get for sure one of the maps that will allow you to get the Bountiful Delve's treasure and to get a piece of hero gear. So this is definitely something that you can do already during week 1. Next to that, I will also recommend you to do the different weekly quests of all the different activities that will be available in order to get all your different coffer keys. So like that, you will be able to do the 4 different Bountiful Delves the week after. And here again, one thing you can do, but only if you are really, let's say, planning to play a lot and you have a lot of time on your hand, even though it won't be possible to do it fully. But you can really start working on your Renown, especially with the Courage Trust, in order to already start getting some of the different crests and to hopefully get to Renown 20 as fast as possible to get this item right here that will allow you to then craft a piece of gear with an high level 704. Now let's move to the second week. So for the second week, the first thing that you really want to do is to come in the new zone here, and you will be able to kill this new world boss right here that will drop some pieces of champion's gear with an high level of 688. So just make sure to do that on all your different alts, and hopefully you will be able to get some gear that will be good for your main character. Then after that, you want to open your Great Vault and already see if you manage to get a good piece of gear. But normally, if you've done the Mythic 0 dungeons from the week before and also some of the different delves, you will be able to get at least a piece of hero gear, which will probably be still an upgrade. Then you want to complete the main storyline in order to upgrade your Reshii wraps. And also, normally, I'm not sure if it will happen directly during that week or the week after, but when you will finish the main storyline, you will be able to get this quest right here that will require you to go into the Manaforge Omega raid and to kill Dementius. And when you do that, you will be able to get this Enchanted Rune Ethereal Crest that will again allow you to upgrade an item with an high level of 704. So definitely something you want to make sure to do before you start doing the new raid. Then the obvious thing that you can do during this first week of Season 3 is the new raid in normal, heroic, and if you can, even mythic difficulty. Here again, hopefully any of these bosses will allow you to get some good upgrades, and some of them have some really good piece of gear. One in particular that I want to bring your attention to is the Soul Hunters, which is an optional boss, I believe. And this boss will have as bonus loot these different pieces of gear that will allow you to increase the powers of your Reshii wraps by 40%, or at least it will trigger them 40% more frequently. So this is definitely going to be super OP and something that you really want to try and get in any difficulty whatsoever. So just make sure to kill the Soul Hunters in all the different difficulties that you can, and hopefully you will manage to get the right piece of gear for your character. Then after that, you can do all the different mythic dungeons again. This time you will also have access to Tazavesh and the Hard mode that will drop normally some gear with 701 of high level, which is really good. And here, obviously, if you can, try to push some of the keys and try to go even to mythic plus 10 in order like that to get some piece almost of mythic gear, which will be very good, and starting with an high level of 701, which is again a really good high level. Then you want to do the delve with this time the map that you will be able to get from the mini boss, and normally again if you manage to buy the item you will be able to summon the mini boss, and then you will have access to the Delver's Bounty, and here you will get a piece of hero gear with an level 694, so definitely something you also want to do. And then after that, when we will arrive on week 3, you will be able to do again all these different things. Here, the only thing that will change is that normally with your Great Vault, if you've been able to do, for instance, some keys with plus 10 of difficulty from Mythic Plus, you will be able to get directly a piece of gear with an high level 707 from your Great Vault, which will be super OP. And of course, if you manage also to do some of the raids in Heroic or Mythic difficulty, you will also be able to get a really good Great Vault. And then normally you will be able to upgrade even further your Reshii wraps. So this is really something that you should do in priority all the time. Remember that you will also be able to get some upgraded fibers that you will be able to get from tailoring through the crafting order system. So make sure to also do that. And then from there, it's basically the same one week after another. So this is the main overview of all the different things you are going to be able to do and when exactly you should do it. And during week 3, I also want to remind you that if you were not able to find a group in order to kill Dimensions and to get your Enchanted Rune Ethereal Crest, basically during week 3 you will be able to have access to the story mode version of the raid that will allow you to directly go and kill Dimensions. So normally you will be able to finish the questline and claim this item during week 3 even if you were not able to find a group and to do the raid on your own. And then basically for week 4 and the weeks after that, it's just a repetition of all these different things. So these are really the main sources of new items and also when you should try and get all these different things done. But of course, remember that there is no rush. You're not in a hurry. Maybe if you're trying to be competitive and you want to very quickly go through mythic raiding and maybe also upgrade your gear and everything super fast, then this is definitely something you want to try and do meticulously. But if you don't really care and you're just here to enjoy the game, then don't put too much stress. Just know a little bit what's out there and try to do as much as you can without feeling too much pressure. So let me know in the comments what you think about this new patch, about all these different things. I hope this guide will be helpful. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great day. Bye!